Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our monthly webinar. It is so good to see everyone again. Wow, what a beautiful weather here in South Africa, Durban. It is a pleasure for me to meet so many friends again. Mr. Chedley, how are you, sir? It is good to see you. If you're here, please feel free to say hello. Before we start, I'll be happy to hear from you and see how you're keeping.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you, Doctor?
I am very well,
Good
Mr. Chedley.
afternoon.
I'm very well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
How are you, Dr. Hayden? You good?
Wow, that's
Inviting my
great.
team. Participate. Okay.
I
Thank
think
you.
your network is a bit poor today. We cannot hear you properly, Mr. Chetty.
Yeah, we have a problem. Yeah, this my
Okay,
team. They
that's
will
fine.
participate with us, Dr. Ria and Dr. Thuraya.
Good evening,
Okay.
everyone. Hello, how are you, Mister?
I am very well, and yourself?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I'm speaking to.
I'm sorry because the net and the Jordan not good sometimes.
Yes, yes. No, that's fine. I'm asking.
Yes.
I'm speaking to you because.
Yeah.
Wow, I can see people joining already. So many people joining again. Let me please welcome everyone here. Welcome to our monthly webinar. This is where we speak about opportunities, the lowest hanging fruit that we have in our hands. And we meet because we want to see everyone prosper, to prosper together with us. We meet because you are all our friends, and we want you all to come and see while we are traveling around the world, meeting business people, meeting investors. We want you to walk this journey with us and be successful. We have been doing this from the year 2020 as COVID started. Well, before that, we were doing it on a face-to-face basis. With COVID, it brought some good things to us where we started doing this webinar, where a lot of deals, a lot of businesses have been profiting from this. So today is your day. Welcome. We are about to start in the next 1 minute or so while we are waiting for more people to join. If you're here, you would like to say hello, you would like to say where you're from, please feel free. I am from South Africa, Durban. So it is a pleasure to meet you all again. Mr. Ralston, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very good. I'm from
Wow.
Louisiana, USA.
Oh, wow. Wow. I have a very good friend from Louisiana, USA. I'm not sure if you know him. His name is Antoine Jasmine. I know it's a big place. I know it's a big place. But he's also quite a very famous guy. That's why I'm asking.
New Orleans is very famous.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully I will be coming there next year because he actually invited us to come to Louisiana next year. So hopefully next year in April, I might see you there. So it will be my pleasure to connect with you.
Oh, sure. That would be very good.
Yes, yes. You know, sometimes it's more than this online meeting. We want to shake hands with people. We want to give a handshake says a lot of words compared to meeting online. I'm sure you would agree with that.
I agree.
Yes. I think we can start while people are still joining. We do have lots of people who will still be joining. Officially, let me start. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, our monthly meeting that we hold to speak about the lowest hanging fruit that we have in this month. So I'm very excited today because we are going to have a very special guest that will be with us. But before I invite Dr. Hader and before we start this webinar, I would like to play a very short clip and let us watch it. Lima, you can play. Wow, thank you so much, Lima. This really takes me back to Toronto, our Toronto summit. Time really flies. I can say that. I cannot already. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let me officially welcome those who have not yet, who just joined, and also welcome Dr. Haider, who is here. Dr. Haider, good morning to you, sir. How are you today?
Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? I can see everyone is excited with today's headline, opportunities in Africa. Our brothers, our sisters, our friends from Africa, yeah, we are, really excited to talk about Africa today, and we have. Thank you very much, Mr. Ravi, for inviting me. And I'd like to also say that we have a guest today from Africa, a very well-known and high personality, His Excellency Mamburi Njai. He has I must say that I'm really blessed to be his friend and brothers together for a long time. We know each other for the last many years. And he is an outstanding, extraordinary personality of the world. Fortunately or unfortunately, he is born in Africa, but Africa must be proud of such kind of a son. Mr. Mamburi Njai, educated in the Columbia University and worked with the Gambian government, starting from the position of an ambassador of Gambia to Asia, then as the chief of the civil service, as the chief secretary of the government, as you understand, and then he was the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He was the Minister of Energy, Power and Local Development. And finally, he was also the Minister of Finance for a very long time. So his contribution towards his country, he said always that my party is the Republic of Gambia. He's not a political element. He's not a political guy because he never took a side of politics and joined politics. But he was always serving his nation with his best of his ability and capability. And I'm very proud of saying that I have such a brother, such a partner, such a friend. Right now, Mr. Njai, His Excellency Njai, is working with the ECOWAS Commission in Abuja as a senior member of the ECOWAS community and an advisor to the chairman of the ECOWAS, playing a vital role. He was also in the earlier. He was the member of the board of governors of EBID, ECOWAS Bank of Investment and Development. So with his colorful background from different perspective, as a diplomat, as a financial expert, as a minister, as a bureaucrat, I think he knows Africa better than me, of course. But being an African, and he has been traveling all the times to Africa. And he knows Africa where to do what are the business opportunities and the difficulties. He has addressed many of them in many forums. And today, we are really blessed and happy that His Excellency, Mr. Mamburi Njai, agreed to be the guest speaker here. And we will be looking forward to hear from him. But before that, I'd like to tell you that, I am more than half African. By heart, I'm a full African. But reality-wise, I'm half African because I have traveled more than 42 countries out of 54. And even Mr. Anjay will be saying that how many times I have been to his beautiful country in Gambia, many times. And some of the countries like in Kenya, I can see Miss Lucy from Kenya is here. And yesterday I was talking to her and telling her that in Nairobi is like my home. So I traveled probably so many times, maybe 100 times to Nairobi, to Dar es Salaam, and so on. So that's how I know Africa a little bit as well, and the opportunities available in Africa. So, of course, first of all, we listen to our guest speaker, and then we will go for a discussion, and I can answer also some of your questions once you are ready to ask questions, and the specific inquiries you have, we will be very glad. But for your information, for you to consume for now, we have opportunities in Africa in the field of agriculture, in the field of cotton, in the field of minerals like coal, gold, diamond, uranium, whatever you name. Africa has got everything, every single thing God has gifted to Africa. And we need to explore this, and we need to help them with technology, with money, with manpower, with everything that is required. And I'm sure those who you are here today are interested to explore. There are, opportunities available, starting from selling even a bottle of water. You can sell rockets. You can sell, rockets means not for fighting. I said to go to the moon. You can sell anything. You can sell airplanes. You can sell cars. You can sell food. You can produce anything. It's a massive continent. It's a big market. And people are so friendly. Frankly speaking, swear upon God, I can tell you that during my last 3 decades of journey in Africa, I've never faced a security problems. I have traveled in difficult countries like Central African Republic, Chad, Uganda, DRC Congo, and all those difficult countries, Mali and Burkina Faso, and all those where there are troubles going on. But still, I never had a problem because I acted like an African, because I loved Africa. I love Africa, and I, gave them a feeling that I am not against you, I am with you. So that made me probably a little different, but many of our people will be saying, oh, I had bad experience, or that is fiancé, because there are a lot of media kind of, publicity going on against Africa that is barring many of the people that want to do business. So I'd like to say that please don't listen to those media. If you have a specific concern or queries or any issues, let us know. We'll try to address that. Well, thank you very much for listening to me. I'd like to invite our guest speaker right now, His Excellency Mamburi Njai, the former Finance Minister of Gambia. Mr. Njai, if you are here, kindly unmute yourself, and we would like to hear from you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Haider, and thank you to everybody. Hello. It's a pleasure to be with you. I was supposed to fly today. Actually, I'm in Paris. I was supposed to fly, but Dr. Haider insisted. So I had to change my flight to tomorrow. Pleasure in the sense that, yes, if I have to describe him, we call each other brother. You meet Dr. Haider in Gambia, you wouldn't know, where is this man from? His interaction, his interpersonal communication is just exceptional. As he was mentioning the sectors, I always my departure point is always, I'm not asking you to invest, I'm asking you to visit, because tourism is big in the region. I am used to talking about Gambia, but for the past year, as I was called by the ECOWAS president to come and advise on financial and economic regional integration and partnership. Now, when I talk, I am talking not about one country, 15 countries, almost 380 million people. When we talk about ECOWAS, that's the Economic Community of West African States, my departure point is never a political one. I always start with the point that our attempt to dismantle trade barriers, to make the environment conducive for not only traveling, selling, buying of goods, exchange of data from agricultural, research, medical, you name it. Within the ECOWAS, what we have been doing, I want this session to be interactive. That's why I didn't prepare any formal statement. Example, yes, some people do ask me, are you trying to copy the model of the European Union? I said, no. I said, we have been there before. We were empires. We never, ever had any borders until we were divided. Our trading was barter. Our understanding in terms of trading, we were never signing contracts in those days. It was based on whatever you agreed on. It is something that is always honored. Just to come back to ECOWAS, just to highlight the harmonization that we are trying to do, and we are advanced. Example, the single currency. It is true that we have majority of our states, they are in the CFA zone, and we also have the Anglophone, that is Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and in fact, Guinea-Conakry also is a member of what is called the WAMS. This is the Anglophone that we are trying to come up with one currency so that we will eventually match both of the Anglophone and the Francophone. And that currency, this single currency, will call ECO. ECO will eventually be our single currency. We have been blessed in the sense that in West Africa, we do have the free movement of people. In West Africa, you can travel with one ID, you can travel within the 15 member states. In the ECOWAS region, we also have what is called the ETLS. The ETLS, what it represents is the trading, where the goods, when it is manufactured, almost 90%, if it is locally manufactured within the zone, it is tax-free. You can move from Nigeria, manufacture from Nigeria, and go and sell it in Cote d'Ivoire without any hassles. When we talk about the ETLS, yes, there is the issue of barriers. That is why I said I always depart by saying our intention is to dismantle the trade barriers by making sure that we have one single currency, by making sure that our tariffs are virtually the same. Policies will be the same. If you talk about any policy in the future, in Nigeria, Senegal, we intend to make sure we speak with one language, and that language, it is the language of really business. Again, what we have been trying to do is also to make sure that it's not only about traveling air. We have what we call corridor. These corridors are major infrastructural development. Example, we have advanced with the Lagos-Abidjan corridor, where you will travel by road from Lagos to Abidjan without any hassle. And it will be modern state-of-the-art road infrastructure. And we also have another corridor called Abidjan-Praia. With the Abidjan-Praia, that links the entire 15 countries, where you can travel from A to Z without any hassle. We also intend to have a single visa where people like Dr. Haida, when you visit, when you are giving one visa, when you enter Nigeria, you can travel anywhere within the zone. And we also want to make sure that there is rule of law. We have the ECOWAS Parliament. We also have the ECOWAS Court of Justice, where any dispute within the region, right now, it is on and it is being executed, and the respect is there for all the member countries. If you don't comply, we have various way of making sure that you are sanctioned. We also make sure that the entire country, the ECOWAS member countries, they're all members of the multilateral guaranteed investment agencies of the World Bank, where all the investments coming into the region, you buy through that insurance of the world, is an arm of the World Bank that at least against political risk and against nationalization, all of these things. Do we have issues? Yes. But this is the next frontier, the region, and then this is the time. You cannot wait for until everything is stable and going on fine. But this is the time to come in, because I always say that there is risk in everything that we do. But now through the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme and other protocols, that if you have an issue with any of the member countries, the ECOWAS court is there to make sure that we do address. But then the reality is that we have now grown up to another level where when we talk, we are talking about a region that is now connected. With our telecommunication now, these are things that we continuously we want to make sure we have state-of-the-art telecommunication facilities. So interaction is there, the policies are there. Everything, I can tell you, this is the most exciting moment in the region, and we are saying that you are better off to come to the region now than being delayed. The earlier you come, the better, because we have the instruments, we have the facilities, we have the conducive environment to invite all investors that are coming. As I said, I want it to be an interactive session. I'm just going to stop here and invite questions, and I should be able to answer it. On that note, I hand back over to Dr. Haider. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency Njai. Thank you very much for giving us the so many good news. This is some of them were missing. In fact, I congratulate you for taking the lead on this polarization, the development that are taking place right now. All these things we must congratulate and thank you very much for getting these things onto action. These are all been demanded by international communities or the businessmen or investors, that we need one visa for the travel to the entire ECOWAS. That will make life easier and will encourage many investors to travel to your region. I am really excited to hear all these, and we'll definitely promote ECOWAS region and Africa in general heavily. And it's also interesting to hear that you have generalized and also arranged the tax-free entrance of good produced among your member states. So somebody likes to put up a factory in Gambia but want to sell it in Ghana can easily do that. So without any tariff or without any taxes and barriers. That's something very interesting. I think we have friends from all around the world, from all continents. I would like to encourage them to come up with some questions. I will give them the opportunity. So please feel free and raise your hand, and our admin will let you speak, ask your question, and His Excellency Mr. Njai will answer your question. In some places, I will be able to assist him as well. Thank you.
Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Ralston.
Yeah, it was just a comment. I'm surprised of the population size. It's exactly the size of the U.S.
Yeah, the ECOWAS population, yes.
Yes. And in fact, it's growing. It's growing.
Oh, Mr. Raimundas, yes. Please unmute yourself and raise the question, Mr. Raimundas.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Best greetings from Germany. I'd like to ask His Excellency Njaya, what is the main focus of this eco-region? Where and what area you would like to put your focus?
I think, is it only me or his voice is breaking?
His voice is breaking.
The voice
Mr.
is breaking, yeah.
Mr. Ramadus, can you say again what you were saying? Probably you have two connections, or there was echo on your connections.
I don't know. Can you hear me okay now? Oh, just a minute.
No, there was somebody has unmuted someone. Maybe you can type the question, Mr. Raimundis, and I will ask it for
No,
you.
now I think it should be okay now, because he had
Try
two connections probably.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay.
It's still breaking a little bit, but we can try one last time. After that, maybe you can type it.
So I would like to ask His Excellency Njaya, this eco-region, where is the focus? What area you are planning to focus, and how you will win attention and recognition in the world? Maybe you have some area in the economy that is main in this region. I would be very interested.
Well, if I understood his question, Excellency, if you didn't understand, I can assist you to an extent that if I understood Mr. Raimundas, he's from Germany, he's from Frankfurt. He is an economist and a lawyer as well, and he funds major projects and raise capital against bonds and all. So what he's asking is, what is the focus of ECOWAS right now in terms of foreign investment to drawing the FDI flow into ECOWAS, if I understood his question correctly?
Thank you. Can I come in?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it's the departure, as I said. You have example 380 million people to feed. Of course, agriculture becomes the natural sector that we are very, very concerned in terms of feeding ourselves. Food security has become something that is very, 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 very clear. And the agricultural side is key. As you move from one country to the other, you see in terms of exploiting our natural resources. But agriculture, if you ask me immediately, my first response will definitely be in agriculture. And then how do we make it value added in terms of, example, peanuts? When you produce peanuts right now, everything is being exported. We want to make sure that that peanut we are able to make peanut oil out of it. We should be able to make soap. There are almost 50 different types of products that you can make from peanut alone. With our oil that we are producing, just this coming January, Senegal will also start to be producing. If you study the entire member countries, almost more than half of them are now producing oil. How do we utilize the byproducts of those, let's say gas? Because we want to electrify, we want to make sure the entire region is fully electrified. This will be able to produce small and medium-sized enterprises. That should be part of our whole manufacturing sector. But if you ask me, I said, yes, we want to feed ourselves. And if we are focusing really, number one, we talk about agriculture. Agriculture is right now one of the main areas that we are focusing as a priority. All the other areas are there that the natural resources, all of them, we want to make sure we are not exporting the raw materials anymore. We now wish to have the technology within the region so that we should be able to have from raw materials to a finished product. One thing I also wanted to mention, ECOWAS is also linked to all the other regional economic organization within the continent. So we have a merge. We have a platform where we're all talking, where we all have the memorandum of understanding signed, that we are now trying to make sure whatever we are doing in the region is also we are sharing our experience with the Southern, Eastern Africa, and Central Africa organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Any more questions from anyone?
While others are going to be raising their hand, I have one question, and I would like to know from His Excellency, what is the plan from ECOWAS between the relationship of West Africa to Southern Africa? Like an example, SADC and ECOWAS. I'm in South Africa right now, and despite us being in Africa, and I must say many people from Europe actually think Africa is one country, but yet we feel that Eastern Africa or Western Africa and Southern Africa is very far off. So in terms of ECOWAS, I'm not because I know from SADC, but in terms of ECOWAS, what is the plan or the vision with Southern African countries?
Thank you very much. That's what I have just mentioned. Just this last African annual meetings of the African Development Bank, all the regional organizations met. And what we have now signed is that sort of partnership, that twinning, to make sure whatever we're doing is also connected. That connectivity, the policies, as I said, we want to make sure we speak with one language, that whatever we are doing, we're sharing with SADC. SADC experience is way up there. Example, customs union. These are things that they have had experience. If you ask me, free movement of people, ECOWAS do have the experience. So these are sort of the is like sharing of experience within the region, and that wherever you have bottlenecks, we make sure we share with them as we're executing and implementing our free movement of people. They also have that difficulty that we can share with them in terms of protocol, in terms of the legislative process that we've been through, in terms of sensitization of the population, because it's key for people to understand. Just yesterday, I mean, I saw in the news that now Kenya have also done what Gambia has already done. That is, every African traveling, it doesn't matter whether you are from ECOWAS or you are from SADC or you are from another part, you come into the country visa-free. So we are hoping that it will be a domino effect. As the regional economic organizations are working towards that, some countries are taking that quantum leap. They're moving far ahead to make sure that when it becomes legislating it, making it concrete, where we will now go to the AU, because whatever we are doing, the AU is the umbrella, is the supreme body that is monitoring whatever we are doing in terms of coordination, to make sure that we are talking to each other, we are talking to the same language, and to make sure that execution and implementation will be much easier. Our relationship with SADC is solid, intact, and we are talking more. There's a technical working group below before we go to the ministerial. So fortunately for me, I participate in all of these meetings. I listen to what the experts are saying. How do we harmonize policies and issues that is confronting not only West Africa, Leon, SADC and the other regional economic blocks.
Thank you so much. I'm just asking those questions because it's very good to hear from someone, especially from West Africa, because we just hosted here in South Africa the BRICS Summit, and they also were talking about bringing one currency among the BRICS. So I really look forward to see how this will unfold in the future. Africa in itself, how we are going to work towards one currency and, like what you said, one passport or one visa, one country, Africa being one country. I really look forward towards that, and I hope to hear a lot from ECOWAS.
Thank you very much. I think recently our experience has been very positive. Example, the COVID. The Economic Commission for Africa, through the AU, were able to coordinate all of us. I was then a sitting Minister of Finance, where there was this platform. We realized that countries like Gambia, economies of scales, when we want to buy certain type, number in terms of the COVID vaccines, the unit cost will be very, very expensive. So what the ECA did was, together with coordinating with the African Union, brought all of us together. And the volume that we were able to import and redistribute among ourselves was much more easy and way cheaper. So these are efforts that we said we will replicate. And in the future, we'll make sure that these are strategies that we will be adopting on a continuous and sustained basis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, His Excellency.
Thank you, Excellency. I think that's called GBP, group buying power. When you buy in a group, you make a lot of, it makes a lot of difference. Like you go and say, I want to buy one mango, the price is $5 probably. But when you say you want to buy 1,000 mango, then probably it comes 50 cents. So it's the same situation. So you are in a position to, bargain with anybody with 380 million population, which is a massive population and a region with so much of resources. So, and I can see a massive changes within the young generation. Frankly speaking, I salute the young generation in some of the countries. Like, with all due respect, we used to hear a lot of negative things about Nigeria. We had a lot of experience also. But 20 years back, 25 years before, we used to hear a lot of scams, this, that, they were the master of scamming. But today, with all due respect, I can tell you, the young generation, those are like 20, 25, are really game changer, really game changer. I know a number of Nigerian and Ghanaian boys and girls, and I'm very proud to say that our marketing head right now, the marketing girl that we have recently inducted in our team, she's a Nigerian. Ella, are you here? So her name is Emanuela. We call her Ella, and she.
Yes, please, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. So Ella, I don't know her. I have never seen her, but we have recruited her to be in our team, and she's doing a great job for us in terms of social media marketing, copywriting, and strategic marketing. So I saw her online in the LinkedIn and spoken to her, and I spoke to a number of them. In fact, before this, before Ella, there was another girl from Nigeria who was in Canada. She's a 22-year-old girl, but a geek, I tell you. Oh my God, so meritorious, so fast, so knowledgeable, and extremely effective in terms of business development and business movement. So these are resources that you have right now in terms of human resources, in terms of human capital. I think it's a new era, different era. And with all these difficulties taking place in other continents, I think Africa is still safe and sound and effective. I'm sure that with Excellency's opening of the information and the data that he has given, I think we should be having more questions. But I have a quick question to you, Excellency, that what are the fiscal benefits that a foreign investor gets if he's investing in one of the ECOWAS countries? Is it unilateral or individual? Like if he goes to Nigeria, what he gets a benefit, and then he goes to Gambia, the benefits differ. Is it uniformed or different kind of a structure?
Thank you. For the time being, it varies from one country to the other. But the good news is that the investment promotion authorities within the region, ECOWAS region, they have a block now. And the whole idea is to make sure we standardize the incentives that are coming. I can safely tell you that right now it's almost the same, but not virtually the same, because it involves, legislating. It involves interpretation of the laws. These are things that they are working towards. But there is already an existing organization within the spirit of the South-South Cooperation that they are now merged, and they meet regularly to make sure that that it is done. And ECOWAS has also have an agency called the Competition Commission. And the whole idea is to make sure that among the countries, there is fair competition. Among the countries, there is that harmonization of policies that we want to make sure that this commission legally empowered and signed, these protocols are signed by the heads of states. And the Regional Competition Commission headquarters is in the Gambia. We have the Energy Commission, that is the solar one, that is also based in Cape Verde. We have the infrastructure. All of these things that are scattered within the region is all geared towards that harmonization you're talking about. We want to make sure that when you go to Senegal and talk about policy on oil, exploitation of oil, if you go to Nigeria, it will be the same. So we are working towards that. The other thing, talking about Nigeria, honestly, I have been very much impressed and surprised. Globally now, when you go to international, you talk about UBA, United Bank for Africa, they're all over. They're in the US, they're in the Middle East, they're all scattered all over. South Africa, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, they have now been talking about the authority. And as you said, the young generation that I've seen in Nigeria is just something so, and any sector you talk about, up to information technology, they are now being so creative. The Tony Miller Foundation, this man, Nigerian, billionaire, investing just to help startups in Africa. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of startups are now being funded through the Tony Miller Foundation. So you are right. What they were talking about before, and now the perception is different. That's why I said, come to Africa, visit us first. I'm not telling you to bring your money. Come with your family. I can assure you that security to make sure that you're also giving the opportunity to go in and talk to the people free. It doesn't have to be government. So tourism has become a major sector, and its contribution towards the GDP of the entire continent has been growing exponentially. So you visit us first. I'm not telling you to bring your money. Just come and see what we have. You will be surprised because we have what it takes really to be the next frontier.
Thank you, Excellency. I have one more question. I'll be asking you a few more questions as you are sitting in a very interesting position right now. Probably just an idea, in fact, to give you, because I am in the hospitality industry for the last 30 years. And we are in the hotel, resorts, airlines, security, and all those. So is there any plan for you or ECOWAS Commission to declare ECOWAS year of tourism? Some year, like in many countries, they declare their own year. But do you have any plan as such to declare ECOWAS year of tourism, say, for example, 2025? Then you go for a promotion, and global tourists, they come to see some particular things, and they feel excited and take the initiative to visit ECOWAS regions. Any plan as such?
I am not aware of the plan, but I can tell you they are working towards as a group. About 3 months ago, ministers of tourism of ECOWAS met in Lomé. And I think those are the issues that they are talking about. Whether they have captured the exact date or not, I will have to do further investigation. And as soon as I have the answer, I will send it to you, and you'll be able to publish it in your website. But I can tell you, they met in Lomé, and the outcome, because our commissioner for economic affairs and agriculture was there, and she was telling me what he heard in terms of marketing the region as one market. If you visit Ghana and you want to go to Gambia, the transaction costs will be cheaper. Go to Senegal, you visit Gore, you can drive. It's through that linkages to Kunta Kinte, Jofre in Gambia. You can also go to Guinea-Bissau. You can also go to Guinea-Conakry. As we are talking about, yes, someone will, with all these conflicts, yes, all of these conflicts are part of development. We're knowing more, we're understanding more globally, connectivity, and how we should be able to transform ourselves into people of one region, people of one currency, people of one vision. And that is the whole thing. ECOWAS has 2050 vision, and that is all geared towards ECOWAS for the people, by the people, and with the people.
Thank you, Excellency. Any more question from anyone? I have one more quick question, if you don't mind. I'm sorry, I'm taking too many. I'm asking you so many questions. In terms of the green energy, such as solar energy and meeting the Millennium Development Goal, ECOWAS, where do you stand as of now? Because we have an investor who is interested to develop up to 10 gigawatt of power, 10 gigawatt of solar energy in green energy in your region, subject to that you have the requirement and your member states are willing to buy it if it is produced on a preferential rates. So this investor from the US is with us. He is interested in looking for Europe as an option right now. We can divert them to Africa as well, to ECOWAS region, if you want. Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you. As I said, I am glad that you've mentioned it. It is ECOWAS' deliberate policy. That's why a whole center has been created. It's called ECRI, and that is in Cape Verde. The investor will be guided and protected by the ECRI mission to make sure that any country that he chooses, we are not telling you to go to this and that. It depends on the outcome of your feasibility study. It is a priority. That's why ECOWAS many years ago set up this ECRI, and they are now, the headquarters is in Cape Verde. So the investor is welcome, and that we should be, I can link them to ECRI, where the entire information that they need from each and every one of the countries, we should be able to give. And the private sector participation is key. We know that private sector-led development is no more a lip service. We've realized that for countries like, the independent power producer, wholesale to the government, these are things that we really support. The African Development Bank Legal Service Division are also supporting the entire region to make sure that we should be able to legislate in terms of the contracts, in terms of how we will be able to execute projects like that. So that investor is welcome, and this is timely because the natural solar resource is in the region, and the organization is there to assist. That is why ECOWAS established this ECRI just for renewable energy, period. All what they do, 100% of their work is on renewable energy. So the investor is welcome, will be able to be giving, ECRI will give them the entire information they need from each and every country. Gambia alone, we're just about to implement a 20 megawatt solar power. If you go to Senegal, they've gone way up into the more than 100, something like that, megawatts. You come to Nigeria, these are all the things that are going on. You go to Ghana, you know, Cape Verde has become one of the most successful in terms of executing the renewable energies.
Excellent. Very good, Excellency. Thank you so much for giving some lights on that. So there are many other investors that are interested for sure. And one more question also. I think there are many people that are not raising questions, but these are the questions I always get. That's why I'm probably working as a mouthpiece of all these big mouths, so that because they are asking questions to me all the times. And that's why I have a bunch of questions that I'm getting clarified so that I can go back to these people, and also those who are here right now. We have about 40 participants from all around the world, so they're listening. So some of them are asking questions in the chat that we cannot read right now. So the other one is in terms of agriculture. I know this is your first priority for Africa, because you need to produce food, and also you have some other crops that are in precious crops, like two of them, like the cocoa is produced. The two big cocoa producer, number one is Cote d'Ivoire, and number two in the world is Ghana. So Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, they say they are both big. They are both number one, but number one and two. So that's something you have very precious items that not any other continent have. The other one is the cotton. Like a country like Bangladesh, where I was born, and the country is importing currently $10 billion worth of cotton a year. 10 billion. Now they produce nothing almost. The cotton is 99.5% is imported, and this is imported from all around the world, including Africa, but with a great difficulties. So is it possible that a G2G or a G2 ECOWAS Commission dialogue could be initiated, where you can work with a member state that are producing cotton, like Mali, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Togo, Benin? They're all cotton producing countries. And this could be a massive market on a long term. Whatever I'm talking is, I'm talking on a long term, sustainable and hand-in-hand growth. So that this Bangladesh needs this for next many years, decades, because they are the number one garment producer in the world right now. So they need to continue this industry, and for that they need cotton on a daily basis. And I gave the idea to our Honorable Prime Minister a few years back that why don't we get a land or many land in Africa on lease, and we take some of our experts from cotton industry and produce cotton together with our African brothers that can be employed to do this. And there are some of these industries 100% in the hand of the private sectors, like the garment industry. The textile industry is driven by 100% by the government, by the private sector. Sorry, not garments. Government is involved in this. The government is regulating, but they have a very strong association called BZMEA, Bangladesh Garment Manufacturers and Exporters Association. Is it a possibility, you think, that a dialogue between this BZMEA or Bangladesh Textile Association versus ECOWAS Commission or any agency that exists can be developed to, to give a reality to this dream of mine, that Bangladesh comes and produce cotton and take it back 100%. So you have a buyback market.
Thank you. Very important question. All of these sectors you're talking about, cocoa, cotton, peanuts, they have their organizations, and these are all private sectors. ECOWAS is a facilitator. We facilitate, but through the Chamber of Commerce in all of these countries, that connectivity is possible. Because for them, the farmer is producing just to make sure that they sell. But when they come together as a regional wise, I mean, as you said, Burkina Faso, Mali, these are big countries. They are cotton. Even Gambia was producing, cotton. But the idea of having this linkage through the spirit of South-South cooperation is something welcome, and ECOWAS is always there really to facilitate, to make sure that we are able to do the link. Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is. You bring the technology, you bring the experts, we have the land, we have the farmers that are willing to come on board, and we will be able to provide, as you said, you request the incentives for people to go into, because it's about diversity. We want to the diversification policy is there to make sure it's not only cocoa. I'm just from Ghana, and I was giving a chocolate made from the Ghana cocoa, and I was very, 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 very impressed. The chocolate drink that I drink throughout the session were from Ghanaian cocoa. So these are things that we encourage, and we do welcome. That any request coming through ECOWAS, we should be able to do that linkage, and we will be able to facilitate.
Thank you very much, Excellency. It's really, really interesting information that we got today, and the discussion that we are having. I had a meeting with Her Excellency, the Ambassador of South Africa, last week here in Lisbon, and I went to invite her to join the Lisbon Summit in February, the Investor Summit in Lisbon. And she was almost, not allowing me to get out of her office without declaring that our next summit should be in Africa, because we have done it in Asia. We have done 2 summits in 2017 and 18 in Kuala Lumpur, where our friend Papa Njai joined, and some other business personalities from West Africa. And then we had in 2019 in Bangkok, in Thailand. Then 2021, we had it in Canada, in Toronto. Now we have covered already, and this year we are having it in Europe, in Lisbon. Now, all the 4 continents been covered already. Now left is Africa. So she was catching me like anything and asking me to do it in Africa. So I said, I had to tell her, okay, well, I in principally agree with you. We will do it in Africa, probably in Johannesburg. She wants to have it in Johannesburg. She was a minister before, and she was the chairman of the Tourism Board of Africa. So she's very knowledgeable and honorable woman, ambassador extraordinary. She has been here ambassador for the last 6 years. So this is what we are also looking at. So those who are here, and from the ECOWAS point of view, we might be having a summit, investor summit in Africa, in South Africa, in Johannesburg, probably in September or October, where we will be inviting all our African friends, because that would be easier for them to travel, because some of the African friends, they want to come. We just got a confirmation that a team of the banker CEO, the bank CEOs and the big organization CEOs, they have an association in Ghana, and 18 of the members, they will be joining the summit in Lisbon. But I think this will be 180 in numbers if it is in Africa, because that will give them a lot of comfort because of this visa and all those travel hassles and all those. So I think that's an information that I wanted to give you. At the same time, I can see that the African leaders like you are so keen and serious, not like before. They're really serious now. They mean business. So I think that there are a lot of opportunities now. The businesses the dimension has also changed because of the war in Ukraine. Now the Europeans are looking for your energy. And we can see a lot of things are going on with the coal, with oil and all those, and gas. So these, I think, initiatives of yours, your leadership will do a lot of contribution into the ECOWAS community, and we are here to, support you as much as we can from private sector, and surely we will be working hand in hand, Excellency. Thank you very much for giving us the time. I would like to give the last call. Is there anyone else that want to raise a question to His Excellency before he leaves?
I think you did ask most of the questions that people have been asking us, Dr. Haider. So,
okay, great. Okay, fine. So if there is any question that I think so, there are some questions in the chat room. So if we can capture that, and the later one we can send it over to His Excellency for his attention, and we can get it clarified later on. With this, I appreciate Excellency once again for your kind presence and for sacrificing your flights and staying back and making it happen. I'm sure this will give you back. You mean your continent, your organization, your people in Africa. 380 million people in Africa is looking at you, and you know, you are the mouthpiece for them in a way that formulating policies on economy that will make their life easier and better in the years to come, in days to come. So I'm sure it was a great session for us to have you here and get certain information and a lot of clarification. I appreciate your kind patience and kind presence. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you, Doctor, and goodbye. Thanks.
Take care. Thank you, Excellency.
Okay.
Good travel. Thank you. Okay, so we are almost done. Excellency has addressed and you know, given us a lot of information, and I think we are at the end of our session. So I will thank all our participants today, and let Mr. Ravi give the concluding remarks and any information that you have that to be shared with our friends. However, I'd like to personally invite you to Lisbon to be our guest in the Investor Summit on 15th of February 2024. Don't forget that. You know, cross your calendar and you know, get in touch with our team to make your further steps easier for joining this summit. I appreciate your patience and your time. Thank you, Mr. Avi. Take it back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Haider. Thank you. I think I should also just mention, maybe you don't realize it, but because I'm working with the team, I know it. We already have a lot of people that book their slot to present their businesses. So if you have a business and you want to present in Portugal, in our Lisbon, where there will be many investors, please contact me or Lima or anyone from the Business Summit team, because it is going to be fully booked very soon. I can see, Dr. Haider. So please, if you have been with us for a while and you say, I want to be there to showcase my business, please feel free. Also, if you say, I just want to be a participant, like today we had a very influential person joining, and you say, I want to come there and shake hands with people. So you're welcome to come to grow your network. We also have tickets for participants. And I promise you, you will enjoy this session. We are putting a lot of effort, very, many months before even the summit, so you will enjoy it. Meanwhile, thank you so much for joining today. And we will be seeing you on the 2nd of December for our next summit. And again, thank you for joining and have a great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.